Have you ever felt like your social anxiety comes in the way of making friends? Today's story is about one such girl, Hidori Goto, whose anxiety secluded her from the rest of her peers. One day, a light bulb goes off in Hitori's young mind as she decides to start her very own band that'll help her overcome her shortcomings. It has been 3 years since Hidori picked up her dad's guitar. Will this talented young woman achieve her dreams by the end of her high school year? Let's find out! Hidori smiles as she reads the comments on her recent video. Her internet persona, Guitar Hero, is super popular, but sadly outside of the internet world, she's a complete loner. A flashback of her past self making several attempts to socialize haunts her as she shuts the laptop in embarrassment. A new day brings back Hitori's determination to form a band. After dressing herself up in a chic outfit, with guitar saddled on her shoulder, Hidori makes her way over to school. However, Hidori grows disappointed and leaves to sit in the park. While wallowing in her misery, a bubbly girl comes to her and asks her various questions about her guitar skills. She then introduces herself as Nijika and reveals that her band lost their guitarist and wants her to play as the guitarist. As someone who has been starving for human interaction, Hidori finds it hard to spit out a proper answer. This doesn't seem to faze Nijika as she drags Hidori to her club. Hidori meets up with Nijika's crew. As her big dream seems closer than ever to her, Hidori learns that she actually sucks at playing guitar with others in the picture. The bassist, Ryo, and Nijika assure her that it's her first time and being out of sync was bound to happen. Nijika then begins telling her about the music artist, Guitar Hero, and how she jams to her songs. In order to help Hidori with her social anxiety, the girls suggest she perform from a card box. Ryo gives her a nickname, Bocce, which Hidori takes an instant liking to. After her first performance with the band, Hidori appears to be dead set on overcoming her anxiety. Hidori parades in a circle outside of the club, afraid to go in alone. Nijika and Ryo watch her from above and wonder what's wrong with Hidori. While sitting in a little restaurant, the girls play a game that'll help them get to know each other. One thing leads to another and the girls manage to convince Hidori to work with them as a part-timer. In reality, as a social pariah, Hidori just has trouble saying no. So to escape her fate, Hidori tries to bathe with ice-cold water, but when her immune system refuses to cave in, Hidori wonders if she can just lie her way. When she picks up her phone, she sees a text by Nijika wishing her luck for her first day. Hidori makes her way to the club when a stern blonde mistakes her for a customer. When the girls arrive, Nijika informs Hidori that the woman she just met is her sister, who also happens to be a manager of the club. As her duty as a waitress starts, Hidori realizes that she's bad at making eye contact with the customers. She finally breaks down and asks Nijika why she's nice to a water flea such as herself. Nijika smiles and states that she wants her to make many new memories as a band member. This touches Hitori's heart as she tries to push herself out of her comfort zone. Unfortunately, the next day Hidori does end up falling sick. When Monday arrives, Hidori drags herself to school with her guitar on her back, in hopes of being noticed once again. As usual, nobody notices Hidori, so she's forced to eat alone in a dark room. Hidori comes up with a scenario about how she'll tell everyone what a loner she was once she becomes a famous musician. Hidori recalls her conversation with Nijika and realizes that she must find a singer in order to prove her loyalty to the Kesaku band. After staring at Kita like a weirdo, the girl calls out her name, making Hidori dash out. As Hidori returns to the comforting darkness, she begins playing her guitar in order to relieve some stress when suddenly Kita applauds her for her skills. The extroverted aura of Kita blinds Hidori for a minute. Kita then reveals that she can't play in a band because she lied about knowing how to play a guitar and had run away from her previous band. She then asks Hidori to be her teacher. Of course, Hidori begrudgingly agrees. As Hidori drags Kita to the club, Nijika realizes that Kita is their old guitarist that ran away. After sitting down, Kita profusely apologizes and decides to make up to them by helping out in the club as a waitress. While taking a breather, Hidori asks if Ryo is the senpai she fell in love with. Kita tells her that Ryo's unisex appearance really drew her in. As Hidori notes that Kita had been working hard to learn the guitar, she and the girls welcome Kita as a member of the band. With Kesaku Band officially complete, Hidori begins to give Kita guitar lessons. As prior to her conversation with Najika, Hidori is to write the lyrics for their songs. Easier said than done, as Hidori struggles to produce anything. When she tries to find inspiration from her middle school lyrics diary, Hidori realizes that all her songs are depressing and she must put herself in Kita's shoes if she wants to come up with a good song. While pretending to be Kita, Hitori's family begins wondering if their daughter is possessed. Later, the band assembles together. Najika and Ryo reveal that they'll be taking promotional pictures of them as a band together. When Hidori realizes that this is her first time taking pictures with friends, she begins to malfunction. After regaining herself from the horror she created, Hidori and the girls take their promotional photo. Once they're all dismissed for the day, Hidori decides to meet up with Ryo to show her the lyrics. Hidori awkwardly enters the diner. She shows her lyrics to Ryo, who tells her that uniqueness is a key aspect of creating a song and advises Hidori to be herself while writing the songs. The next day, Hidori shows her work and gets appreciated by her bandmates.